I would like to begin today's video discussing the shirt that I'm currently wearing, and will be a lot of the shirts I will wear from this point forward. I've started a new company called Red Tinted. The website is redtinted.com, and we make red pill clothing. It's time that we get a little more red pill clothing out there on the streets, and wearing red pill clothing, but it's not hardcore, gonna piss people off. It's just base stuff, like this Dutch Trading Company t-shirt. Don't we want to see some stuff like that? It's a pretty cool shirt. It's a pretty cool piece of art. It's a pretty cool logo, of course, and it's their logo. There are no logos for Red Tinted featured on our clothing, except one shirt, the Red Pill shirt, tweet from Elon Musk. Now, speaking of Dutch trading, let's get into US modern stock market trading. And what are we doing in this current market? Well, we're staying long, and we're staying long energy, and we're staying long other inflation corollary stocks or growth stocks that have the potential to grow significantly faster than the rate of inflation. And when we talk inflation, we're not talking about catastrophic hyperinflation. We're talking about the base of the dollar impacting various areas of the market, and some areas of the market actually benefiting from that force, at least way more so than other areas of the market are. And energy certainly seems to be one of those. Not only has it experienced inflation in price, but it has several macroeconomic forces that are at play, making what seems to be a Goldilocks environment for energy, and we expect it to continue. Last week was the first down week in 10 weeks. However, we're not panicking, we're not worried, and today we're seeing the price per barrel up again, stocks up again, and finally the stocks outperforming the price per barrel again. That's what we want to see. The stocks have a lot to catch up given where the price per barrel is, a lot to catch up, and we expect the price per barrel to go even higher. We've discussed the reasons why, however, we'll reiterate them again here on this channel. OPEC doesn't seem to want to produce. They have said as early as last week that they're comfortable with prices as high as they are, and they see no reason to increase production. The White House has asked OPEC to increase production. However, OPEC has said no. The White House has also put on policy in its first day being at the helm that has decentivized, let's say, U.S. producers from wanting to increase production. This is removing the permit for the Keystone XL pipeline and banning drilling on federal lands. So with that, with the ESG green wave push, which is certainly there, why invest in new energy production, right? Not going to be the case right now. However, demand is continuing to rise and we're at a deficit. That is the makeup of the market. There's more demand than there is supply. So for the foreseeable future, we have to expect prices to just continue to go up. Now, given the current price per barrel, energy stocks have a lot to catch up just to get there. However, as we said, we expect the price per barrel to continue climbing, and we are not worried about the long-term thesis of a push to green energy. At least me personally, I'm invested in stocks that are prepared for that future, even though I am fully in belief that we're going to be using oil for the next 20, 30 years. As a matter of fact, the IEA, Energy Association government entity, expects oil to be the primary method of energy consumption until 2050, and for overall energy consumption to increase 50%. So there you go. It's not going away anytime soon. You can invest safely, especially in a company that is trading at a 6 forward PE. However, we expect to be using energy in the way that we have been for well over 6 years. So acknowledge that, consider that in your investment thesis. In addition, energy is just about 3% of the S&P 500, give or take some change in there. I don't have the actual statistic off the top of my head, have heard the statistic. That's very small. There's a significant underweight to energy. A lot of people haven't wanted to own it. However, as the crisis, we'll call it, continues to go on, I think there will be more attention on energy stocks and clients asking their investment managers, the big money people, hey, do we have any energy exposure? No. We got problems then. We want energy exposure. So we should expect that to continue. Not only do we have energy, there are other sectors of the market we did talk about, though. It's mining and materials companies, for one. Like energy, it's a physical hard good that as they print more dollar, with demand that seems pretty robust and broad and consistent to some extent. Mining and materials, so if there's inflation occurring, we should be pretty well protected, assuming demand for things like steel, copper, etc. remain robust. And look at the steel companies as of late. Look at their most recent earnings, Cleveland-Cliffs. They're doing all right. And the autos are suppressed given the chip shortage. So let's bring those autos back online. Let's get the infrastructure bill going. And guess what? Mining and materials companies, you see what I'm saying here? Should be doing pretty well. Finally, we have a final group of stocks that we like and we are well weighted in. Some of our largest positions fit into this category, although our single largest position, ExxonMobil, is in energy. Two of our top 5 are CRISPR companies, and that is one area that fits into this, one of a few that we have. What is this final category? Well, cheap, well-priced growth companies that have the potential to 10x, not the potential to grow at 20%. Unfortunately for them, not Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Meta. We do have Meta. Actually, this is our first mega cap tech company that we have purchased in a long time. I've had Google, I've had Apple, I've had Microsoft. I have recently purchased Meta. It is our first thing in the current layout. We have Meta. Meta, I'm interested. I am interested. So that is a company that can grow, and I'm not putting it necessarily in this third category. This is kind of more an outlier kind of stock. As I said, I don't have other FANG, just have Meta. But this is, cheap 10x potential type companies. We're talking CRISPR companies, as we just mentioned previously. What is CRISPR? And this will hopefully highlight my logic in these types of investments. CRISPR is the ability to edit DNA. If you can edit DNA, you can cure all genetic disease. The size of the market to cure all genetic disease is absolutely massive. However, the largest CRISPR companies are trading in the $9 to $7 billion range. So plus or minus $1 billion. So that is a fraction of what that total market will be. And we can see a clear path to how these companies grow and develop. And 10x. Intelia could be $90 billion one day. CRISPR Therapeutics, the same or more, all of them or more. And Editas at 2 to 3 billion certainly has a lot of potential upside. Personally, I have CRISPR Therapeutics and Editas. I have owned all 3, and I have sold all 3. I owned all 3 from when I began with my clients in March of 2020 until January, February this year, and then I just started chipping away. I started probably early January chipping away, but got to a point where for the first time in maybe 4 or 5 years, first CRISPR purchase of 2017, so 4 years, I didn't own a CRISPR company. Yeah. So now we're buying back in. We've got a whole lot of CRISPR and Editas. They're now both, Editas has never left a top 5 position space just because it's valuation relative to peers. However, the technology was not pioneered, but 2 females last year won Nobel Peace Prizes for CRISPR technology, and they're involved with all 3 companies, 2 ladies involved with all 3. Editas is one of those 3. Significant valuation improvement in terms of, price for us in Editas. So Editas has always remained a top 5 stock. CRISPR Therapeutics, 2-3 weeks ago, no position. Finally starting to add that stock back. I hope that gives you some highlights and value and thoughts into how I'm thinking about things. And that's today's video. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any. And check out redtinted.com if you want your red pill based clothing. This is a sample shirt. It's gonna have a different cut around the arms. I wore the correct one today at the gym. It is a Donald Trump. For me personally, all of them are correct, now live on the website. I was just testing out different fits. I've not elected to go with this fit, even though it's not bad. But the one we did go with, it's a very premium material and very premium fit. So we'll see what happens in the market. And until next time, peace out.